in the heart of the vast African savanna, where the sun kisses the earth with a golden glow, lived a little lion cub named Leo. Unlike the other cubs who roared with gusto and pounced with playful might, Leo was a bit different. He had the softest fur, the kindest eyes, and a heart that was, well, a little bit jumpy. The rustle of leaves would make him startle, and the shadow of a passing bird would send him scurrying behind his mother's legs. His older brother Rex would often tease him, "Leo, you're scared of your own shadow." Leo would just lower his head, his tiny mane barely a fluff around his face, wishing he could be as brave as everyone else. One morning, the wise old elephant Elara gathered all the young animals. She announced the annual Sunstone Quest, a tradition where the bravest youngster would journey to the top of Crystal Mountain to retrieve a legendary sunstone, said to hold the courage of 1,000 lions. All the cubs roared with excitement. Rex puffed out his chest, declaring, "I'll be the one to bring it back." Leo, meanwhile, tried to make himself as small as possible, hoping no one would notice him. But Elara's gentle eyes found him. "Courage, little one," she said softly, "is not the absence of fear, but acting in spite of it." Her words planted a tiny seed in Leo's heart. Later that day, a frantic cry echoed through the savannah. A little monkey named Miko had been playing near the Whispering River and had slipped, getting his foot caught between two heavy rocks. The river was rising fast, and no one could reach him. The adult lions were too large to navigate the slippery, narrow passage. The other cubs were too scared of the rushing water. Rex tried, but the roar of the river made him hesitate and turn back. Everyone watched, helpless. Miko's cries grew weaker. Seeing the fear in everyone's eyes, something stirred inside Leo. He looked at Miko, small and terrified, and he saw himself. He thought of Elara's words. His heart was pounding like a drum. His paws were trembling, but he knew he had to do something. Taking a deep breath, he stepped forward. "I'll go," he said, his voice barely a squeak, but filled with a new, strange determination. His mother looked at him with worried eyes, but also a glimmer of pride. Leo carefully made his way to the river's edge. The water was cold and rushed past him, trying to pull him under. He remembered how his father taught him to place his paws, finding solid ground with each step. He was scared, more scared than he had ever been, but the image of Miko pushed him forward. He ignored the roaring water and focused on the rocks, one step at a time. The other animals watched in stunned silence. The little lion they always called timid was facing the dangerous river all by himself. Reaching Miko, Leo saw the problem. The rocks were too heavy for him to move. He tried pushing with all his might, but they wouldn't budge. Panic started to creep in, but then he looked at Miko's trusting eyes. He had to think. He wasn't the strongest, but maybe he could be the smartest. He noticed a long, sturdy branch wedged nearby. An idea sparked, using the branch as a lever. Just as he'd seen the older animals do, he wedged it under the rock. He pushed with every ounce of his strength, his little body straining. With a groan, the rock shifted just enough for Miko to pull his foot free. Miko scrambled onto Leo's back, chattering with relief. Slowly and carefully, Leo began the journey back. The trip back was just as treacherous, but now he wasn't alone. He felt Miko's small hands clinging to his mane, and it gave him strength. When they finally reached the bank, a huge cheer erupted from the crowd. His brother Rex ran up to him, no longer teasing. "Leo, that was incredible. You were so brave." Leo, exhausted but happy, just smiled. Alara the elephant approached, her wise eyes twinkling. "You see, Leo," she said, her voice warm, "you didn't need to climb a mountain to find a stone. You found true courage right here, inside your own heart, when someone needed you." She then turned to the crowd and announced, "Leo is our hero today. He has shown us that bravery isn't about how loud you can roar, but about the size of your heart and the willingness to help, even when you're afraid." From that day on, no one ever called Leo the timid lion again. He still got startled by sudden noises sometimes, and he wasn't the most boisterous cub, but everyone knew that when it truly mattered, Leo had the heart of the bravest lion in the entire savannah. He learned that being brave didn't mean you were never scared. It meant that you found something more important than your fear, like helping a friend. And that, he realized, was a treasure far more precious than any sunstone on a mountain. He still loved to play quietly and watch the clouds, but now he did so with a quiet confidence, knowing his own strength. Thank you so much for watching this story with me today. Remember, we all have a little bit of Leo's courage inside of us. If you enjoyed this tale, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories that warm the heart. See you next time.